And to no one's surprise, who is an idiot or moron? Small town communities. They're on the rise. When you burn and destroy, they'll always. Okay, so stupid people are stupid for a reason, right? And they're very much, I'm gonna say this, they tend to be very lazy, not only in the actions but the belief systems, right? So they tend never to think outside the box. They tend to just hammer what's around them, okay? As US cities crumble, demand for rural and suburban properties is soaring. This is by Michael Snyder, okay? So the liberals who vote for communism, great man by the way, they get communism, but they think communism will first be to deliver the hand of justice towards the enemies. The first few that fall are the enemies, then the next 90% will be the communist supporters themselves. Okay, again, they go after Johnny's friends. Jamal and Johnny go after Johnny's friends, but eventually Jamal and Johnny go after Jamal's friends also. Okay, this is what they don't understand. So what's going on here is like all these leftist cities are collapsing, right? A lot of residents, the wealthy residents, again, white flight. I talked about this I think yesterday or the day before. Of course, they move into communities, and the colored folks and liberals blame other liberals, claim it's white flight when in reality it's never white flight. It's always crime that does it. Okay, but they'll always try to shift the conversation. Okay, they look for scapegoats. Okay, so what's going on here? The liberals who destroyed their communities are trying to move because they voted. They voted for these policies. Okay, they enacted these policies. Okay, so there's a mass exodus from cities the months ahead. Okay, real estate prices will hell up, will will be driven up in desirable small towns. Okay, the pandemic, a historic economic downturn, and extreme violent riots in major cities, liberal cities, and people moving to want to move to the rurals and suburban properties. Okay, this represents the major shift because prior to 2020, there had been a tremendous boom in real estate prices in large cities such as New York, San Francisco, and Seattle. Again, this was the event. Okay, so when you have so I people have different belief systems, right? Like you could believe in Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, I certainly do. There's evidence out there that points to cities have existed. They have been destroyed by cataclysms. It's how you perceive these cataclysms. Okay, so essentially history tells us when nations, cities, and areas become liberal within, I would say within 100 years or less, it it get it literally gets burnt to the earth and it's over. Okay, no nation, no city, no area survives liberalism. Okay, it's as they say, it's 100 for 100. Okay, now a lot of the buyers have become very motivated sellers, but there just isn't a lot of demand for tremendously overpriced homes in urban areas. Again, they wipe out their own, they destroy their communities, then they're gonna wonder why all these companies aren't coming back. They'll never blame themselves. The media will never blame them. It'll always be white flight. Eventually, they'll turn against the Asians also. Okay, I truly believe this because Asians are they know the stats. They know Asians are very successful. Are showing the charts of the wealthiest races or the wealthiest ethnicities in America. Right? It's like the first 10 are all Asian, or people think they're Asian. Okay. All right. So let's see some quotes. Okay. At the time, it was the coronavirus. I said it. Damn it. But the primary reason was so many people wanted to move. According to Redfin, page views for homes in rural communities and small towns were way up. You know, The American dream used to be get married, the white picket fence, dogs, cats, 2.3 children, right? But it gets you eroded by the education system by pushing feminism again. Feminism is I'll keep saying it. It's a Marxist communist tool. Okay, women don't have the same logic modalities as men, and okay, men have more potential. Okay, you can just look at people go to the top and go to the bottom, right? If men don't reach the bottom, sorry, don't reach to the top, they go to the bottom. Most women go straight to the middle, and that's with all the help possible. Okay, right? Okay, wait, a Harris poll found that 3 in 10 Americans say the pandemic makes them want to live in a rural area. In a separate Harris poll, it was found that nearly 40% of city dwellers are considering leaving the city. Okay, so there are a couple of possibilities here, right? It could be people are awakening to what's really happening, or it could be they're still blinded and they don't realize that they're the cause of their own problems. What worries me is what happens in places like San Antonio and Austin, Texas, where the liberals from California are abandoning California, but then they're voting the exact same way they did in California. They don't understand that they were the problem. Okay? While it's the politicians, they voted for this stuff. They voted for liberalism. They voted for basically quote unquote open borders. They voted for these communist practices. They voted as evil, and people are their own self destruction. Okay, these white liberals are gonna find out the hard way who they are and what they really are. Okay, when the lynch mob comes for them, because they abandoned the city. Okay, but those with liberty to live wherever they want, this is up to me to make a dramatic change. Again, this thing only technically like okay, people want to say okay, only like people who work hard and make some of their lives can move where they want. Okay, yes, there's some people who are like who got lucky like Paris Hilton, right? But in general, it's the truth, right? Those with family and kids who do the right things, 97% of the time, they will always succeed in life. Okay, right? I wish I could say that about me, because I fell apart with this teaching thing, but I've talked about it enough for people who don't know I used to be a teacher. Maybe I'll go back, but I was trashed by the urban youths, if you get my drift. And I have this overweight principal who's just crazy in her head, two-faced, and it was a nightmare. Okay, a nightmare of a little bit physical abuse by the children. Anyway, during the good times, our big cities had a lot to offer, but now many city dwellers have become completely convinced that their communities are simply no longer. Again, you voted for these things in New York. Oh, here we go. Just what happened in Chicago. The last day in May was the deadliest day that the city had seen since 1961. That's like 60 years. They're attacking the cops. The cops either can't do their job, won't do the job, or they're just on demand. This is what New York will be like. This is what LA will be like. Pick a liberal city. It's done. It's over. You did it to yourselves. Okay? Antifa goes to these liberal cities because they know it's the easiest places to take over because they're gutless. The men are gutless. They drink too much soy. The women are feminists. They talk a big game, but when it comes to anything, they'll simply cry and expect their soy boy husbands or boyfriends or girlfriends, yes, girlfriends, to defend their honor. There's no honor among thieves. There's no honor among communists. Zero. Zilch. Zippo. Nada. At one time, America's beautiful, shining cities were the envy of the entire planet. But now thousands of retail outlets have been boarded up. Homelessness is absolutely exploding. Thank you, liberal policies. And it looks like one thing that stopped homelessness is religion, right? Also an embarrassment, okay? Nobody wants to have money donated to them, then show up to church and tell the churchgoers that you never look for a job. Okay, it's accountability. Okay, the government should never give homeless people a dime. Should never give single moms a dime. Should never give urban youths a dime. Okay, it destroys the family, takes the fathers out of the home, and allows irresponsibility to take place. Take care. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry if I felt a bit ranty in this video. It's just you see the commies coming, and it's coming hard, and it's time to be concerned. Share, save, subscribe, thumbs up. Bye.